Welcome to the Living Well Show, where we have holistic conversations that inspire healing, hope, and transformation with your hosts, Dr. Albert and Shanique Tompkins. Good night. I am Dr. Albert,
Welcome. I am Shanique.
and we're going to have another great show tonight as we prepare for Thanksgiving on this Thursday.
Yes, we're
Go ahead,
looking
Shanique.
forward to it. So it is the week before a few days before Thanksgiving in the U.S., and we know that that usually signifies high buying season, high gift giving season, time when we start thinking about what we want to get for others and even for ourselves. So we have tonight the diva of gift wrapping, gift services. She is the amazing Mia Sims, and she is a three-time entrepreneur and founder of Ostentatious, a curated gift box company. She's also the founder of the Gift Bag, which is a gift wrapping and packaging company. And she is also the founder of Mia the Event Diva, which is a
Mhm.
special events company. Mia is a 22-year resident of Austin, Texas, and a proud mother and devoted grandmother. Mia is active in her church there in Austin in her free time. She loves to watch musicals and movies along with participating in water activities. So, good night, Mia, and thank you for being with us. Go ahead and greet the people.
Hi, everybody. It is so good to see you virtually. One day we're going to see each other in person, and it's so good to see my friends, the Tompkins. I love them. I miss them. And so I am glad to be here to uh, share whatever little bit of knowledge and inspiration I can.
Well, awesome. We are so happy to have you
Yes,
here.
yes.
And as a three-time entrepreneur of three separate companies, uh, why don't you tell us about your journey and how you got to become an entrepreneur? How did you get started along this path?
By accident, that was not the plan. That was not the plan. I think eventually, but it just really wasn't. I originally I was going to school to be a music teacher.
Wow.
I played the clarinet for
Nice.
10 years. It was all about the woodwinds.
Yes.
Brass, baby,
Yeah,
the brass.
yeah, it's all about the woodwinds. I was in like show choir, and so I love music. Thought I was going to school there. I ended up flunking out my first year of school. Just had too much
Wow.
fun. I went to a really big school. We won't name the school. Like that was like 35,000 students, and I had never
Wow.
been
I think I know what
away.
school you went
Yeah,
to.
and I was just like, okay. And then I went back, but I've always worked. I've worked since I was 16. I'm the oldest of five. And then I ended up getting pregnant midstream and just had to work. And so I just kind of stayed in that vein of work, and fell into events. That wasn't the plan at all. Fell into
Oh,
events, ended up doing it full time and just saying, this is what I want to do. And then as I started to do it for certain groups, I knew the next step was to go on my own. I
Mhm.
loved what I was doing, but I had hit a ceiling. And I was just like, you know what? I need to do this. And nonprofit was my wheelhouse. And I
Mm.
said, I'm actually going to start my own company so I won't do nonprofit events anymore. Nope, that didn't work out either. They found me. And one of the things I said is they're not going to be able to afford me. I
Mm.
don't think so. But it ended up working out because the value and the strategy that I bought allowed them to raise more money and to do it more
Mm.
effectively. And so I was just like, okay, so I did that. Gift wrapping, I've always done on the side. I'm the oldest of five, so I was the designated wrapper in the family.
you're the head
So,
elf.
yeah. And so it actually became very therapeutic for me. And so I
Mm.
wrapped gifts, and my friends were like, oh, will you wrap my gifts? And I was like, yeah. Then my friends were like, you should charge people. They'll pay you to wrap their gifts. I was like, no, they won't. They're like, really? I would pay you. And that's how the
Wow.
gift bag started. And
Oh.
then
Okay.
Ostentatious was an offshoot of that. That I had to do some gift boxes or baskets that were Austin themed for some clients. And as that started happening, again, people were like, Mia, you really got something there. And I came up with the name and everything. And really, I got into all of this accidentally.
Wow.
Wow. That's an amazing journey, amazing story. And I really appreciate you being honest about flunking out of school that first semester, because many persons may face the same thing and know what to do. So you had a lot
Mm-hmm.
of experience in the background. And so tell us, how did you know that that was your gift when you were doing all this different experiences? How did you realize, okay, this is what I'm really good at? What was it that sparked that in you?
It brought me joy every
Okay.
time I did it. Um, I competed with myself. So
Mm,
I would do an event and I'd be like, okay, next time I do it, it'll be like this. Next time I do it, it'll be like this. And then I just wanted to know more. So it's kind of like I wanted to be the best at it. So I was just
yeah.
like, oh, so it brought me joy. It was very fulfilling. Like I was helping nonprofits, I was helping people do things. For gifts, it brought so much joy. To me, there's nothing like when you receive a gift and it's beautifully wrapped. I love
Mm.
that. Like, so you have this gift and it's like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I don't even want to open.
Wow.
Like that part just was, I
Mm.
loved it. I loved it.
Wow.
And meeting a need. And then as I grow, being able to hire people and encourage
Mhm.
people and put money in their
Wow.
pockets. So all of that worked together. And I was just like, this is what I'm going to do.
Wow.
That's
And so
amazing.
you're no stranger to the entrepreneur life because your dad was an entrepreneur. So you had that in your genes. So you saw from him and then you experienced on your own some of the joys, which you spoke about a few of those. What were some of the challenges of owning these three companies?
Do we have time? It is the hardest work I've ever done.
Mm.
It's the most fulfilling, but it's the hardest because you have to be everything. I don't have an
Mhm.
HR department. I don't have a marketing department. I don't have these different things that you would in a company. And for some things, while there may be a blueprint, like for Ostentatious, there really wasn't a blueprint for this. So some of this I grabbed from here, and I was like, okay. And then knowing the next step. So knowing that I couldn't do everything. So when do you bring help? How do you do that? There's so many um, uh, people that are dishonest and want to just take
Mm.
your money. So how do
Wow.
you make sure you weed through that and be wise? And so it's very fulfilling, but those challenges come. Money.
Mm.
Ebb and flow is I can have $23 in the account, and then tomorrow I have 5,000, and then like the ebb and flow of money.
Mm.
You just have to adjust to that lifestyle for a little bit until you can
Wow.
get to a certain point. So those are the challenges. And right now I'm working out of my house that I'm over, if you can see, I have gift wrapping there. Um, and so I'm at the point now. The next level is I need a space, and
Mhm.
wow, okay, so that's a cost, and then there's more
Right.
insurance, and so
Right.
all those things. So it's wonderful and it's challenging. It's like every day is like yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, that's what it feels like.
I love that description. I love
Yeah,
it.
that's
Because
what it
it's
feels like.
true. That was epic. That was epic. So, do you have a community to help you navigate these waters? Have you found a group of other entrepreneurs that are launching out where you find support?
Yes. So my dad is a great support because what he's done. My pastor is a great support. I'm part of a leadership group. So it's always good for you not to be the smartest person in the room. If you're in
Mm.
the
Yes.
smartest person in the room, you need to find another room. So
Mhm.
and when I started this group, I was like, oh Lord, how did I? Oh my gosh! But when you want to grow, people love to help you grow. That I've
Mm.
noticed.
Okay.
They, not everybody, but most people want to help you, want to see you succeed, because I know I would. And if
Mm.
I can't, so, and I've learned, you've got this, Mia asked. So I read, I'm in groups, I find what people are doing, I read best practices.
Mm.
And then, you make mistakes and fail forward, and you learn, okay, why didn't that work? What can I do? And don't beat yourself up about it, because sometimes you just don't know. But until you try it, and then you learn and adjust. There's a lot of adjusting and learning.
Mm.
Yes, that's
Mm.
true.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
true.
That's good. And I appreciate the honesty of, the ebb and flow of business, the ups and the downs, and people who support you and those who don't really support you. So in all of that, how much is important in terms of self-care and taking care of yourself and spiritually and physically?
That's become, that's always been important. It's become more important since I've become an entrepreneur.
Mm.
And it's kind of changed for me. So one of the things that I do is, you have to find what rejuvenates you. It's different for everybody. I used to go to the movies by myself all the time. In the middle of the
Mm.
day, I'd go to the movie. That just did it for me. But I was just so tired lately that I was going to the movies and falling asleep. I was like, okay, that's not working. So we changed that. I'll binge watch a series that works for me, but facials are my new thing. I
Mm.
go and get a facial. I have it scheduled 3 months out. Schedule your self care.
Wow.
I get so busy that I was missing it, and then I'm irritated and upset, and it's
Mm.
because I didn't have that time. So now we schedule it 3 months in advance before I leave, and when I'm in that place, I mean, I'm knocked out. Water does it for me. I'm getting ready to try to get my. I'm trying. I'm going to go and get my certification to dive. I love the
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
water. I'm
All
Woo!
going to
right.
start doing diving trips next year. So you got to find what works for you. Church is a requirement for me. So spiritually, I call it, I have to get my meds. So twice a week, I'm there on Sunday, I'm there on Thursday. And so I need that spiritual uplifting. I need that a moment to just either cry or vent or just pray or be thankful.
Mhm.
And so those are non-negotiables for me. And you have to find that. And now I notice after a period of time, I need to go somewhere. I need
Mm.
to go to a different city, or even if it's in Austin and be in a hotel room that overlooks, I find that I need that break away from my house and just a little something. That's the newest thing that I have found. So you kind of try something, but you realize you need something and it's
Mm.
there. So don't ignore it and schedule it.
Mm.
Schedule it like you schedule anything else that's a priority in your life.
Yes, self-care has become really important leading up to the pandemic, but I think especially since this pandemic, we've realized and tapped into the fact that we're not robots and we have needs. And if I don't
Mm-hmm.
take care of these needs, I'm not going to make it mentally and
How?
emotionally. I'm no good for anyone else.
Yep.
So that is true. And so, with the self care, one of the things that I've seen booming is also self gifting, where people will buy gifts for themselves. So, that's becoming increasingly popular. And that leads us into questions about ostentatious, because that would be a self gifting type product. So, tell us about ostentatious.
So again, like I said, it was an offshoot from the gift bag where I had clients that said, um, I want a box that or a gift that has to do with Austin. So there were people coming in from out of town. And actually, I launched this during the pandemic.
Oh,
And
nice.
I
Nice.
literally was praying. God was like, and I kind of thought about it in my mind. And he's like, you need to go ahead and launch this now. I was like, that's the devil. That's definitely not.
Another company.
I was like, we're in the middle of a pandemic. And I kept feeling it. And I was like, get out of here. And he hasn't been wrong before. So I was just like, okay. And my Mother's Day box 2 years ago was the first box.
Mm.
And one of the reasons why I also now in hindsight launched it is everything in the box is from, unless it's custom, is from an Austin or Central Texas vendor.
Okay.
So
Right.
every time you buy a box, you're supporting all these businesses. And so
Nice.
that became the wonderful thing about it. So while the box has a candle and tea, whatever, whatever, you're also supporting 5 local businesses that
Right.
need to keep going. And
That's
small
good.
business is foundational for any community. And
Yes.
This is true.
so we started with Mother's Day and a couple of staple boxes, and it's grown. So we've got a tea box, we've got a welcome to Austin box, all these different boxes. And for the holidays, I actually have holiday boxes. So
Nice.
one of the boxes is, which a lot of people don't know, the Texas Capitol every year does an ornament.
Hmm.
And I didn't even think about this. I didn't plan to have this here. And they're beautiful. So we made, you get it in this box like this,
Ooh,
and they do
nice.
one every year. And
Oh,
they're
beautiful.
Nice.
gorgeous. So we
Wow.
combine that with a candle. Like people have no, so what I was finding out was all this wonderful stuff about Austin that I've been here for 22 years and had no idea. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so I've gotten so much joy working with all these vendors and finding out, oh my gosh, these are the wonderful things that you're doing. And hopefully, I hope these people then get more business from these
Yeah.
Right.
individuals and organizations getting boxes. So that's what Ostentatious is. It's filled with the goodness of Austin. That's what our tagline is. And so
Us.
you open the box and you get a bit of Austin.
Love
Wow.
it.
Now, is it a subscription box? Is it a one-off
It is
purchase?
it is not a subscription box,
Okay.
but subscription box is coming next year.
Ah,
Mm.
So
nice.
we're
Nice.
starting to work on that now, and I think the launch will be on my birthday. So and
Okay.
Okay.
the first box will be like an Oprah thing. It's going to be some of my favorite things.
Okay.
Yeah,
Lovely.
you get a box.
Lovely.
You get a box. You get a
That's
box.
right. Lovely. So it's good to see that you're
Uh,
growing and expanding with that. That's
yeah,
wonderful.
yeah.
The subscription box is a big thing now for, I mean, if
Oh
you
my
want to put your
gosh.
dog on a subscription box, your little cat, they have them. I mean, it for everything, there is a
Okay.
monthly subscription box. So it is a
Well,
popular.
and for the pandemic, well, I've been talking to other people. That's how they got through. For one family, a couple of families I know, they let each of their family members pick a subscription box to get every month
Mhm.
because
Mm.
they were bent and they were just like, oh, to get that box. So they've got them for kids, they got them for whatever.
Yeah.
So that was also one of their ways to stay connected and get their little bit of joy every month.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Cool. Now, you mentioned this earlier when you showed the pretty box. Let's go back to that. How important is aesthetics in the gift giving experience?
Oh my
You
gosh,
know,
very. So, love bows. Again, when you get something that's really pretty, it's like what I say. It lets the person know that wow, you took some time to be thoughtful to give me something really
Mm.
special,
Mm.
and just to be thought of in a special way means everything. And it may not
mm,
mean everything to everybody, but it means
Right.
everything to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And who doesn't like to? Everybody deserves to feel special. Everybody,
Mhm.
I can give you this in a bag, but to get it like this is really. And then when it's in the mail, like we don't have the bow, but we can. There's self mailers, so people will be like, "What is ostentatious? What is
Right.
this?" So we're working on. This is again, we're growing. I got to work on boxes that have the logo on it because when they travel in the mail, it's like this is marketing. So, these are the little things that I got to work on. But like getting a gift that's just beautifully presented means so much.
Yeah.
So, Mia, for those who are not creatively inclined, how do we make the perfect bow? How do we get this if we don't have you in our city? You have any tips for us?
Oh, that's what I This is the other thing why I did gift wrapping. Everybody cannot wrap. Some
Guilty.
people, yeah, some people think they can and they can't. Um, So when I get new workers and I do training, I have to train them and they have to be able to wrap a certain way. And if they can't, I can't. I was like, I can't use you, sweetie. You can be something else, but you can't be a rapper.
Right.
So website AustentatiousATX.com. We just got trademarked for the name.
Nice,
So
congratulations.
that's really exciting. Now we're getting the logo trademark. But Ostentatious ATX, all of our packages are mailable. So we can mail this goodness of Austin to you in a box. And we also do custom boxes. I did not think I'd be doing a lot of custom work. I thought I'd have my staple boxes, and no, it's so opposite. Custom boxes are out the wazoo. So I have a lot of clients where they're like, I want this, and then I want to add my cup with my logo. So I've done some amazing custom boxes. So we can customize anything. So, but AustentatiousATX.com is our website. Also, we're on social media, Ostentatious ATX on Facebook and Instagram. So you can email me, you can call me.
Lovely.
Nice. So what is your favorite wrapping or bow or mixture? What's your favorite?
This is interesting. The Pom-Pom Bow. So this bow is my favorite.
Wow.
I did not know how to make this bow. So there was a woman that I worked with at St. Edward's University when I was working there. And she made this bow. And I was like, that bow is fabulous. I want to make this bow. And I was like, her name is Diane. I said, Diane, can you teach me how to make this bow? I will. Literally, she got the ribbon, and she taught me how to make this, which is my signature bow.
Wow.
Oh.
Nice.
And I love the satin one like this, but I love the pom-pom bow. So the good thing is, after people come and work for me, they end up being the designated wrappers in the family.
I'm
Oh,
sure.
nice.
They're like, yeah, it's a curse and a blessing to work for you.
Well, that pom-pom bow is gorgeous. So
Yeah.
how long does it take to make that type of bow?
It only takes a couple of minutes. It actually doesn't take long. And it's actually not hard to do, but you have to use a certain type of ribbon.
Okay.
So I have to say, I am very, how does this paper feel? How does this? So there's certain paper that wraps better than other, you want that sharp crease. So then after you wrap, you kind of crease your edges here and here. Like all of that comes into play.
Wow.
So, and it is, and I get a lot of joy out of it. And what I love is you can do it in any color. I love it. And I have some people that just want to buy the bow. So when we open our gift wrapping station, they're just like, oh, can I just buy the bow? For $3, you sure can.
Wow.
Sounds like a steal.
Well, it's a beautiful bow and it makes a statement. That little box just pops when you have that big bow. So it makes you excited to see, what's on the inside.
Yes. So we have football wrapping paper. So we've got, for some of the different teams. So there's just so much, and you can wrap with different objects. So you can wrap with comic book paper, newspaper. I've seen some people use like dish towels and wrap it that way, and that's part of the gift. Like you can be so creative. And then because I've been a nonprofit, I definitely have I'm always thinking, how do I raise money? Eventually, I want to have a celebrity wrap. Where I have different celebrities come and rap, and people pay, and all the money goes to an organization. So, I just think there's so much fun that you can have. They really won't rap; they'll be assisting. But I'm also surprised at some people who can rap. I was just like, oh. And for some that can, they'll be like, Mia, I can do it, and I can only use one piece of tape. So there's some that are like, look, let me tell you, I can rap. And I was like, and others are like, yeah, it's a trade.
All right. So how many pieces of tape should be on like that little small box you showed us?
I don't think you necessarily have to use one piece of tape, but one of the things that we make sure is that you don't see the tape. So
Okay.
you won't see the tape on anything that we wrap. So that's part of the experience, is that you don't see the tape.
Ah. And is that because it's invisible tape, or you have a skill to tuck it under the fold, or?
You use double-sided, and then you do your folds a certain way.
Ah, see, you're getting tips for those who didn't know. It's
Yeah.
double-sided tape.
Yeah, and I have a friend of mine who's like, man, you need to get on and show people how to do a bow and do different things. So at some point I need to come on and actually do some wrapping tutorials. So
Yes, do a Facebook Live. Yes.
yeah. So that's you're saying that, it's just like, okay, I need to do that. I'll add that to the list.
Yes. And maybe not so close to Christmas when you're busy. Do it earlier in the year, and then it's there, and you can point people to it during the holidays. Yes.
So,
because speaking of getting busy, you're starting to ramp up with your season there. And I saw that you'll be in the Domain. So tell us about that.
So, during the holidays we're very seasonal. And so, and what works is to be someplace with foot traffic. And so, until I can have a space that I can have all the time, I was just like, I just need a space for like 4 weeks, 3 weeks, and couldn't find anything. And I was just like, okay, and this is where, again, God works for me. And he does. He works on my behalf. So when in my leadership group, so connections, I said, this is what I need. He was like, oh, I was like, just let me know. He was connected to someone and something happened, and that's how it came. It simply came that. So we're going to be at the Domain starting Saturday, the 27th of November, and we'll be there all the way through December 31st. So we'll be wrapping, and then we'll also have holiday boxes. So
nice.
So that's going to be a great
Saturday.
experience. That's this Saturday. Yeah.
Okay.
Yay!
Right, because it's Black Friday weekend. So
now, and historically, people don't like to wrap early. People like to. We're a little slow here and there, and then those last 10 days, it's insanity. And so, so this will be a good experiment to see if they, a lot of people just aren't ready to wrap their stuff then.
Interesting.
So it's and those are things that I've learned over the years.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens being at a place like that with such traffic.
Yeah. So for guys like me, I don't rap and things like that. What kind of advice or tips would you give us? I mean, what can we do?
Seek me out. I have to say, a bag always works. You can always do a gift bag. It's not my favorite, but you can always do a gift bag. And there are other places that wrap. One of the reasons I also started the company is big stores used to always have gift wrapping.
Right.
Macy's used to do it. Dillard's used to do it. They always used to be a gift wrapping department. And then what happened is they started taking them out. And so, but I still saw a need for it. So that was also one of the reasons why I started. So ask someone, a bag is always great. I still use bags. When I'm in a hurry, I will get a bag in a minute. Now I'll try to get a fabulous bag.
Okay.
Try to get a fabulous bag or something that, and I'll do some tissue paper in it. But a gift bag is always great. And again, it's always the thought that counts.
Okay. I appreciate
always
that.
the thought.
When I rap, you see all the tape everywhere. It's interesting.
Yeah, my mom still sends. My mom still sends our boxes wrapped in the mail, and it has the tape on. I was like, oh, she's so sweet.
That's cute.
I was like, I gotta teach her how to rap. I know, it's kind of like with events, like being an event planner, you go to events and you're like, Oh, they could have done that. That was, yeah, that was too long. I kind of do that with rapping. It's kind of like, okay.
Right.
I was like, oh, that was pretty good. So, I've kind of become a little rapping snob a little bit. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, as we wrap this up there, Mia, any final words for our listening audience?
One thing I didn't mention is about your logo.
Mhm.
So for Ostentatious, the logo, all of these elements are elements of Austin. So the
Mm,
Capitol, the bat, the Texas State, the guitar for live music, and the armadillo. So
okay.
when people are starting a business, think about your logo because that is what people will see. So put some thought into it. I had other people look at it,
Mm,
people who were interested in it, people who weren't. Um, and I got a lot of good feedback, and that helped me to formulate it. But if you have, this is the season of the entrepreneur, especially if
mm,
you're a woman, and if you're a woman of color, this is the season to be an entrepreneur. There's nothing, you'll be so mad that you didn't take the chance and you saw somebody that took your idea and ran with it.
mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
So do
Yeah.
it. Like my thing is do it scared. That's huge for me. Do it every time I'm like, ooh, I'm scared. It's like, do it scared.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised as you take steps, you'll be met.
Mm.
It's just like, I don't know what to do, but I know I can do this. And then you'll find something that meets you for your next step. So don't be afraid to do it. This is the season for entrepreneur. It is.
Mm. That's good.
It's true. They're calling this the Great Resignation, where persons aren't going back to their job anymore. And my question was, well, what are they doing? Well, there's so many businesses that have been started during this time of the pandemic. People are saying, listen, I can take my gifts and talents and make something for me instead of giving all of my time to another job. So that's good that you gave
Yes.
that tip. And yes, do it scared because
Do
it
it
is scary
scared.
out
It is
there.
so scary. I work for myself, I pay the rent, I pay the bills on my business. So do it scared. And also, um, always have some young people in your life.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
Technology
agree.
is changing, things are changing.
Yeah.
Don't see them as an asset, see them as a way to learn. And
Hmm.
so I mean the three people I have working for me are all younger. They're phenomenal. They're looking for opportunity. So don't be scared of that, embrace it and learn from it and go with it. And know that they're an asset to you, not a threat,
Yeah.
an asset.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, wonderful. Well, we really appreciate the time we had today, Mia. It was awesome having you. We thank you for all the tips. We really enjoyed it and inspiring us at this time. It is
Up
great.
that bow game.
That's right.
Okay, hey. So
Right.
So thank you. Thank you. I love y'all. I'm so glad of what you're doing. And there's so many good people out there doing good things. Just, do
Yeah.
your thing and in your time it will work. Just hang in there.
That's
Very
true.
true. Very true. Very true. And also want to thank you, audience, for joining us today. I really appreciate our guest, Miss Mia, being here today, sharing her expertise on the perfect gift giving. And we learned a lot today. And we hope you all also learned something. And we hope that you all are going to learn something to help you be better, do better, and to live better. Also, we love to hear from you all. Please share with us what kind of gift you're going to give this year or some of the tips that she shared. Maybe you're going to also apply. And remember to always like, share, and also experience this episode. And we look forward to seeing you again next week right here on the Living Well Show. Have a great night. God bless and take care.
God bless. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Bye. Happy
Good
Thanksgiving.
Good
night.
night.